Guys, this is Mr. Joshy J, and this is your driver ratings and team ratings to the Hungarian Grand Prix. All drivers and teams covered as I rate them out of 10 for their performances over the weekend. We have the fastest lap team of the weekend, worst team of the weekend, and driver of the weekend. Yep, so let's get started, shall we? Let's start off with, again, I believe Red Bull will start. Yep, again, Red Bull will start. Max Verstappen, 10. I mean, yeah, dominated the race. I mean, qualifying wasn't the best for him, but he still got P2. Then P1 in the race, absolutely dominated. Won by about 33 seconds, just in a League One, honestly. What a guy. I mean, wow. 12 wins for Red Bull. They've made history. Absolutely fair play to Adrian Newey and to Red Bull. I'm not a fan of the team, but my goodness, you just have to give them credit for that. Wow, unbelievable. Sergio Perez, 6. Yes, I give Sergio Perez a 6. P9 in qualifying, P3 in the race. Now, P3 is a good recovery, but he still needs to be doing better. Sergio Perez, I believe. So, yeah, 6 for Perez. Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz, 5. I mean, it's got to be 5. I mean, Carlos Sainz got eliminated in Q2, started P11, got up to P6. Ferrari's pace is just shocking, man. Where has our pace gone? I mean, it's not been great this season, but the last 2 races have been absolutely diabolical for this team. They really can. It's like, yeah, this campaign's just a total write-off for my team. It really is. Leclerc had that 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, but yeah, just another poor weekend for my team, honestly. I'm just so done this season. It's time to focus on 24. It really is. So had enough of my team this year. I've gone past ranting, gone past caring. I will always support the team, but yeah, this campaign is finished for us, I'm afraid. Mercedes, Lewis Hamilton and George Russell, 8. Now, obviously, I wanted to give my driver, Lewis Hamilton, a 10 for getting his first pole position in 33 races. But Mercedes' race pace was not great, so that's why I've gone for 8 for Lewis Hamilton and George Russell. I mean, George Russell, shocking in qualifying, P18, but did recover to finish, I think it was P5 in the end, so P6 or P5, but yeah, good recovery by George. So yeah, give both Mercedes drivers an 8. Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri for McLaren, 10. Yes, I give both of the McLarens 10 again for a second weekend in a row. Absolutely fantastic. Lando Norris, P3 in qualifying, P2 in the race. Oscar Piastri, I believe he was P4 in qualifying, P4, P5, and then obviously in the race finished P5, but really could have been on the podium, but obviously got overtaken by Sergio Perez, and apparently Oscar Piastri had floor damage, so that would have affected the performance of his car a little bit. It's a shame. Oscar Piastri really deserved that podium, honestly. Alpine, Pierre Gasly and Esteban Ocon, 5. I mean, what a disaster race for Alpine, honestly. Both cars make contact into turn 1 because Guan Yu Zhou obviously played 10-pin bowling, so yeah, both of the Alpines got caught out. Esteban Ocon's seat broke in half, which I said in my race review, that's very concerning, and I do hope his back is okay after that, because that's something you do not want to see in F1 is a seat splitting in half. I mean, wow. That has got to be, surely he's got to be a bit winded after that, after a seat's falling apart. But yeah, what an awful weekend for the Alpine team. AlphaTauri, Daniel Ricciardo, 10. Yes, I guess Daniel Ricciardo, the smiling Aussie, a 10. I mean, I think he's done absolutely superb this weekend in that shitbox AlphaTauri. P13 in qualifying, P13 in the race. He got caught up with that contact with Guan Yu Zhou at the start and then recovered to P13 where he qualified. Fantastic. Fair play to the smiling Australian. Honestly, credit where it's due. 1-1, Yuki Tsunoda. 0. Absolutely 0 for Yuki Tsunoda. I mean, P19 in qualifying and the race, I mean, wow, about, believe it's P17 or something like that. Shocking by 1-1. He really should have done better. And obviously, 1-1, he's been finally outperformed by teammates this season, but really should be outperforming Daniel Ricciardo. He needs to bounce back in Spa, otherwise, if he chokes it again, then he's simply not good enough to be in a Red Bull in the future 1-1. It's as simple as that. Aston Martin, Fernando Alonso, 6. Yes, I give Fernando Alonso a 6. I mean, what has happened to Aston Martin recently? They are a shadow in the team what they were at the start of the season. It's like they've not been upgrading their car, and they paid the price. And also Pirelli have made changes to the tyres, and it clearly is affecting Aston Martin like it's affecting my team, Ferrari. I mean, both Aston Martin and Ferrari just look awful at the moment since Pirelli made these changes. The reason why I gave Alonso 6 instead of 5 was brilliant defending against Sergio Perez. Honestly, he held Perez off in the fast-charging Red Bull for a few laps. So yeah, I say Alonso deserves a 6 for that. Lance Stroll, 3. Shocking. I mean, he should be doing a lot better in the Aston Martin, but I mean, qualifying, shocking, got eliminated, didn't make Q3, and then in the race finished outside of the points. Nowhere near good enough for Lance Stroll, honestly. Shocking. I think he finished around P13. That's nowhere near good enough. As is that, he should be replaced. But nope, he's not going to get replaced because his dad, Lawrence Stroll, owns Aston Martin. But there are better drivers out there than Lance Stroll, honestly. Alfa Romeo, Valtteri Bottas and Guan Yu Zhou, 5. I mean, Guan Yu Zhou in qualifying, fantastic. Started P6 and then literally went from hero to 0. Had a really bad start and then made contact with the 2 Alpines and Daniel Ricciardo. Shocking by Guan Yu Zhou. Honestly, he ruined his own race. And Valtteri Bottas, I mean, qualifying was bad, but he got P12 in the race, so that's decent for Valtteri Bottas. Haas, Kevin Magnussen, 0. Absolutely 0. I mean, what more can be said about this guy? He is just not performing at all. Kevin Magnussen, the Danish driver. There are absolutely no excuses. Nico Hulkenberg took Kevin Magnussen to school again in qualifying. Hulkenberg 7. I mean, qualifying great, but race again, very poor by the Haas. I mean, what on earth is going on with that Haas car? Does well in qualifying, but the race is just shocking. Honestly, this is what's holding them back. And like I keep saying, you may as well put it on rinse and repeats. Haas seem to eat through the tyres, honestly. It's just not good enough by Haas. If they can rectify that, they would be a decent midfield team, but instead they're just letting themselves down. Williams, Alex Albon, 7. Yes, I can Alex Albon 7. Qualified P16, but just missed out on the points in the race. Finished P11. Really unlucky that for Alex Albon, but Williams, I thought would be a struggle for my third favourite this weekend, as they seem to struggle at this circuit. And my subscriber, Helen, was spot on. She predicted that Williams would find it tricky this weekend, and they did. Logan Sargent, 0, absolutely 0. P20 in qualifying, retired in the race, had a spin, and then retired the car. Back to the Logan Sargents we know this weekend. The one, what we've known most of the season. Shocking. But hopefully can put things right in Spa. Fingers crossed. Team ratings. Red Bull 8. Yes, I get Red Bull 8. P1 and P3. But again, marking them down a little bit for how poor Checo was in qualifying. Honestly, he was shocking. But did recover to finish P3. So that's good for Sergio Perez. But he needs to be doing a lot better still. Ferrari 6. I mean, P7, P8. Shocking by my team once again for a second weekend in a row. And like I said, it's time to just focus on 24. Just put this campaign in the bin, Scuderia, please. Like I said, I always love the team. They are my favourite team for a reason. But unfortunately, yeah, I'm just done this season. I no longer have the energy to rant and rave about Ferrari. Honestly, gone beyond caring this season. Mercedes 7. Yes, I give Mercedes a 7. I mean, Lewis Hamilton, first pole position, 33 races, but Mercedes just did not have the race pace. George Russell, horseshit in qualifying, but good recovery in the race. McLaren 10. It's got to be a 10 for McLaren again, because they've been superb for second weekend running now. P2 for Lando Norris and P5 for Oscar Piastri. Alpine 3, shocking. I mean, qualifying now were terrible, and then that just summed it up in the race when they both got taken out. Yeah, weekend to forget for Alpine, it really was. AlphaTauri 5. The smiling Aussie Daniel Ricciardo, fantastic. 1 for 1, it's shocking. Aston Martin 5. Fernando Alonso, decent. Lance Stroll, absolutely useless. Alfa Romeo 5. Bottas P12, very good. Guan Yu Zhou, fantastic in qualifying to start P6 and then absolutely threw it away at the start of the race. Shocking that by Guan Yu Zhou. Haas 5. Nico Hulkenberg once again takes Kevin Magnussen to school. And Williams 7. Alex Albon, very unlucky to miss out on the points. Almost got into Q2, so I say that's decent. And Logan Sargent, nowhere near good enough this weekend. Fastest lap, Max Verstappen, 1 minute 20.504. Star in the race, Lando Norris. Worst driver in the weekend, for me, is 1 for 1, Yuki Tsunoda. Absolutely dog shit this weekend, the Japanese driver. And I am a Yuki Tsunoda fan, but that was very poor. Team of the weekend, again, I'm getting it to the orange outfits. My second team, McLaren, absolutely superb again. And worst team of the weekend, Alpine, the French outfits. You gotta give it to them. It was a shocker, honestly. So that's the driver ratings done. Team ratings done. We move on to Belgium next in a week's time. Cannot wait for that one. Absolutely buzzing. Join me on Thursday for a preview to Spa Grand Prix. Friday for a qualifying review, as it's the sprint race in Belgium once again. And then Saturday for the sprint race review. Sunday for the race review. I may be a little bit later reacting to the race next Sunday because I have a family event on. But then Monday, usual time for driver ratings and team ratings, 6 PM UK time to the Spa Grand Prix. Yep, not the best of races, so to me I'll probably give that race about a 4 out of 10, the Hungarian Grand Prix. Not the best of races at all. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you for Thursday for the preview to the Spa Grand Prix. Absolutely love Belgium. Cannot wait. Bye-bye.